Oh, yes, guys, we are live. We are live. Welcome to Dano Crypto. So, today we are going to be talking on this live stream about Solana. So, Solana is back. Solana is back in the highlight. I think during this bear market, I think the thing that was pushed down the most from its all-time highs was probably Solana. I mean, this thing completely kaputted. We had BitBoy at the time saying, hey, Solana's dead. This project's dead. It's never coming back. If you go back, there was a lot of people saying those things, but now we see that is not the case. If you look at Solana, almost said Hex, because Hex is doing really good on the monthly as well, along with Solana. But if you look at Solana, it is up 64% on the month. It's up 18% on the year. It's up 21% on the weekly. And it's just had a lot of bullish news recently. They landed a partnership with, if I can look, I think I have to look at my X account and we'll see, because I know I got a notification from, it was one of these accounts. It was just yesterday. And right when I got this notification, I put in a trade. I just thought, okay, this is super bullish news. Let's see if I can find it. I'll spare you the scroll. Let's see. Where is it? It was some point yesterday. They landed a partnership with someone. I think it was Google. It was something with Google. Where is it? Hopefully I can find it. And I hope you guys are doing well. If you haven't hit the like button, smash the like button for me and get this live stream out. And I'll show you guys my trade that I got into with Solana. And then we can just start talking about the overall markets. Why I think Solana is going to be one of those outperformers of all of the layer ones. I think it's a good contender with Ethereum. And, you know, people say, oh, it's an Ethereum killer, but if you think about it, it's not. It's the whole point, I think, of crypto, and you kind of go with the Polkadot, Gavin Wood type of way of thinking, is that you want everything to be interoperability, everything can connect together, chains can connect together. So hopefully, and I think right now we have good connection between, you know, these chains, and if you want to, you know, bridge between them, it should be made easy. So hopefully that's the case. And right now I cannot find this partnership that happened with Solana. I cannot find it. It was in my notifications, but anyway, we'll just get into the price and we'll look at the chart right now, and I will show you guys my current Solana trade. But let's look at the charts right now. And if you guys are wanting to trade Solana, you can actually do that on BITFLEX, and you can do it on, and if you see the volume here, so right now Solana is at $39. It is trying to crush that resistance that we're hitting. That's getting it into the $40 range. And you can see here, this is on the 5 minute. So on the 5 minute, we're kind of doing what kind of looks like almost like a kind of like a cup and handle or something like that. You can see the kind of handle's a little broken up, but it's potential that it's trying to push into that $40 range. If we look at the 4 hour, maybe the weekly, if we look at the weekly, but on BitFlex, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get that true price data. So if you go on TradingView or other exchanges that have a little bit more data, but yeah, trade that on BitFlex, or if you already have a BitFlex account, you can try MEXC. And also LBANK. You can use all those in the links in the description. But right now you can see, look, so Solana's already breaking into the $39 range. This is on the daily. And then you can see here that this is where we keep hitting that resistance. Look, you can see it. It is right here, guys. So here's the resistance point. That's why we're kind of like, here's the value area high, price, the $35. Or sorry, that, let me see. Oh, actually, I need to put on this indicator. I was for some reason thinking that's actually my profit. That is my P&L currently right now on the trade because I got in at $35. So let's see. Let's look at the visible range. Okay, so the point of control right now, if we look at the chart on, I'd say let's look at the hourly. And then we can get it a little closer to these. Okay. Let's see if that changes some data a little bit here. There we go. Okay. Point of control is actually right on the $35 range. And then that's actually where I have my entry. So you can see we're trading at the top of the Bollinger Band as well. And like I showed you here on the daily, we're hitting that resistance right here. If we turn this resistance, we can turn this resistance into support because of the bullish news. We have more value area highs due to, well, so we have an interesting volume profile here for Solana because of the major down pushes that we were in from its all-time highs. If you look at the weekly, so we look at the weekly here, look how high we were initially in the bull run. We were up as high as $260, and then we dumped, but then we actually saw a recovery because we went into under $100 and then went to $140, and then this was the downturn of the entire market, and we've been just moving sideways ever since. So this is why I think we could get back into the ranges of the $100 ranges, because once we break 40, then we're going to be in these price ranges again right here. And I'll mark it with the rectangle box here, because that's basically our price ranges. Once we break 50, then we're going to be in those price ranges there, and then we will see if we can gain some support from this previous support levels that brought us to the all-time highs. So if we look at the RSI here on Solana, that we're on the RSI 48 before that pump, and then let's see where we're at here. We are at 69. So we're at the pretty high on the RSI right now. We still could go higher because we saw from the bottom right here going all the way to 95, and then we're 51 here, could potentially get into that, which could bring us into these levels right here. So I'm looking at it for Solana to really honestly crush the $40. I think it's going to crush it. I think there's a lot of bullish news right now, and I'll just show you my trade. So my trade, so when I saw that news, I put in a trade immediately. If you're quick enough and you see something and then you look at the chart, you can trade on that news. I took a little bit of profit off my Ethereum trade, so I took like $20, and then I immediately threw that $20 into Solana on a lower leverage long because I didn't want it to be completely invalidated what I saw on the chart. But I figured this is a great opportunity to get into Solana before it gets into the $40 range, because once it crushes $40, I think it's gonna stay, and then it's going to continue to move to the upside because we are in a clear uptrend from this bottom here, and then you can see that we are probably going to be trading back up into the wedge. Break out of the wedge a little bit, maybe retrace, but it always retraces. But I think we are going to see a nice Solana breakout. So that is my current Solana TA. I haven't checked the chat here, see how you guys are doing in the chat. And let me know where you're watching from, and be sure to share this with your community, so then it helps get the views and get all of the interaction and engagement for my channel. I appreciate it, guys. So right now I can show you currently my my BITFLEX trades that I have open. So I put in a trade on BTC at entry price of 34,403, and then I got into a near protocol trade at an entry price of $1.26. So why did I get into near? So near protocol is a great NFT. They're in NFTs. They're in gaming. They're in data. I mean, they're in a lot of stuff. So if you go into near, go on. Now, recently, near has just been popping up in the news for being used for back-end data with Amazon. So you can see near has the most trading volume on Binance and top exchanges that you can get near protocol, Binance, Qcoin, Coinbase, and if you want to buy near protocol just like DeFi, you can see here you have the BNB Smart Chain address. You can copy that, and then I would imagine you can on one of the dexes like PancakeSwap. You can trade on PancakeSwap if you prefer, and just do swaps on Pancake using your BNB. And I'm going to start making videos on how to do that, how to use a decentralized platform, how to use a DEX, how to transfer stuff, because there are just a lot of people who just buy and hold, but they don't necessarily interact with DeFi or try and farm tokens or things like that. So I want to start getting into that and showing, doing tutorial videos, some evergreen content for all the people that are going to be getting into crypto and they're like, what the hell do I do? So something that I've been getting into recently is Phantom and using the decentralized platforms like SpookySwap. And so SpookySwap is cool because you can, their native token BOO, you can stake your BOO and then receive the XBOO, and then your XBOO when you transfer it back for your BOO, it has a ratio of one XBOO comes back to being 2.48 BOO. So once you acquire the XBOO, that automatically compounds and earns 15% of all trade fees to buy back BOO. And then what you can do, they'll have like active pools for farming tokens. And currently, I just tested it out, farming some of this Jefe token that was on the list. So there's all these. You can see what they had before that was active, and this is the one that's currently active. So not financial advice at all. It's just a method of just trying to get exposure to different different liquidity and just kind of see if what you farm ends up being lucrative. And I will say there's always a potential when you're staking or farming or getting into these things that you kind of have like an impermanent loss of a sort, but it all just depends on what you're getting into, what kind of farms, and but when it comes to just staking, you're just staking it, earning the rewards, and then it all depends on what the value of the token that you're staking, of it going up and down. But yeah, so this is just one. But there's all different chains that you can do this with and protocols. And and Solana is one of those that you can do that with, where you can stake Solana, you can interact in DeFi, you can do NFTs, you can do all that stuff. And right now I think we're seeing strength. We're seeing strength in Solana. We're seeing some good things, and I mean, its potential is huge right now. So with having partnerships, and I think it was with Google, and they just had this huge event. Just had this huge event. They're trending on X right now, and yeah, just the price performance is just it's really good. It's really good right now. And what was their? Yeah, they had this. Breakpoint 2023. They were talking about. Is this day 2? Okay, let's check this out.
Super fancy. It's really just having IP-based rate limits, checking that, monitoring that, having so for our basically people, you have different ways of running fleets. Like ours is kind of like a global intake system, so wherever you are, it comes in, routes you to the appropriate node, and we use that through Cloudflare, and Cloudflare has a lot of DDoS protection in place, so we kind of leverage their security to kind of give us an extra layer. Then we have our own stuff as well, so we have that double protection, and they really know what they're doing when it comes to DDoS attacks and that stuff. That's basically their bread and butter that they've had to deal with Web 2, of course. So, and their scale is a lot bigger than ours. So that's a good tip as well for anyone actually starting out, is basically like there is a lot of stuff done on the Web 2 side for tremendous scale that you can leverage as well for your tools today.
Yeah, and we'll also use the rate limits to shut off certain RPC methods if they're not required for that application or that endpoint.
So what I think was cool about Solana is that I think it's probably a lot cheaper to get into the Solana ecosystem than it is Ethereum or say Bitcoin for trying to receive back incentives through the network. So that's probably what they're talking about, is just like easy throughputs and input and output to be and have it be cheap, but not at the expense of the network not being strong. So that's just something that Solana is doing. Yes, they've had points where they went down, but I think, and then there's other blockchains like Hex. Hex always totes, we've never been down, blah blah blah. But it's just, but Hex is what it is. It's just it's a token you stake, and there you go. And then there's DeFi. It's just decentralized finance. So, but Solana, they have a phone, they have NFT platforms, they have gaming, they have now they're integrating in the Google Cloud. There's all great wallet platforms like Phantom. There's the DeFi. So it's definitely, there's something big with Solana that I think people are now starting to realize. And yeah, I've always liked Solana. So ever since I found out about Solana and kind of integrated into the ecosystem, tested out the stuff, testing out Radium and Orca, and learning that, the Solana, scan, just kind of like Etherscan. And it's, I think, one of the blockchains that's probably the easier one for mainstream to be able to possibly understand. I think if Solana does it right, they will make it easier in their phone and in their platforms to not have to be so know everything about what the tech is. Like, you just kind of just hit a button and it does it. But then in the background, it just does all the things for you. That's the only way that grandma is going to do crypto, is if it just does it for you, like AI. Like it's like, okay, AI will in the background basically do all the processes, do all the things, and then that's it. And then you can turn it off or on if you want to be able to, be like us, and we want to see it. We want to know what's happening and all that stuff. Like, you should, have the option to do so. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. We'll see where the innovation goes. I think it's cool. Look, we're just talking about it. Like, if you like Solana, then you'll like. You might also like the Phantom Wallet and Near Protocol. So, yeah, these are the projects that I am looking out for. That I'm going to start adding more to like the DCA bag, because I trade these. Like, I've been trading these, and I've also had different amounts of Solana through the years since I've had it. Just through like, Star Atlas is something that I was doing some research on and buying the Atlas token, and so there you can kind of get back in. You can say, okay, well, I'm gonna get back into this because it's getting super bullish. You can always go in and out of a project depending on what's happening with the project. You don't have to marry the project. You can, okay, so it's getting real bullish again and people are starting to pay attention. All right, get back in. Hey, you notice that like the thing's dead and no one's using it anymore, and it's something that is really kind of going kind of off the rails, then get out. Don't die with the ship. You can go to a new ship. You can swim. So that's kind of, and that crypto is just like that, where you have to know that your altcoins can get wrecked super hard during the bear market and then come back alive in the bull market, but only if the project through the bear market builds and makes shit. So, and that's what these projects are doing. So you have to look at the projects that are actually building stuff, and then you can make your trading decisions from there. But as we're speaking right now, Solana is actually going down on the wedge. Okay, so it's hitting the bottom point of the wedge, but I think that if we look, so you can see we have a bearish divergence on the RSI right here, and you can see from here, bear dived, and then another bear div right here. So if we can flip that, we'll see if we're gaining a little bit more. So we can possibly go lower. And the reason why I think it was just getting pushed down was because of what I mentioned before here in this area. This is a hard area to hit, because once we get in here, then we start getting into those price ranges in this box right here. So let me know what you guys are doing. Let me know what you're trading, and be sure to go into the links in the description and sign up for these exchanges. You have to test out all of these exchanges to know which one you like the best, which one has faster transactions, which one can you get your dry powder in to be able to trade when you start hearing that news. Because I'm telling you right now, everyone is going to start feeling that FOMO once the news starts coming in, and all of a sudden Bitcoin is just like going candle, 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 and it just starts going, because that institutional money is sitting on the side waiting, and they are not going to miss that opportunity when Bitcoin starts to crush into its new all-time highs. And they do not want to be left behind. Retail doesn't want to be left behind. You don't want to be left behind. I certainly do not want to be left behind. I've seen it time and time again. I did not have enough in and did not take enough profits when I saw things going high, and I became that classic person of buying high or selling, buying at the top and then selling a little bit at the bottom. And I think we've all done that before, but now I want you guys to be buying at the bottom and then selling at the top. All right, that's my final message for you guys for this live stream in the morning. I hope you guys are doing well and you have a great Wednesday. We're going to get through the week. It's already through middle of the week. We're going to crush it, and I will see you guys at a $40 Solana and a Bitcoin price of $36,000 at the end of the week. All right, guys. Peace.